Welcome all participants with this ANNSI Newsletter orientation session. ANNSI is the abbreviation of African Novice Nurses and Student Initiative. This is the first initiative that represents all African youth nurses to work together hand in hand to transfer the African nursing dreams into actions and make Africa healthier. Why ANNSI now? Africa continent contain more than 1.2 billion people lived in 54 African countries, and thousands of different languages have the same dream to make Africa better. You know that Africa youth constitute 90% of the global youth population, 226 million. By 2023, increased by 40%, the youngest continent in the world. 60% of the entire continent aged below 25. So, this is time for youth. This is time for African novice nurse and student to work together now to make Africa healthier and to achieve our dream of African nursing. This is the right time for African youth nurses to make Africa healthier and work together and dream about Africa we want. ANNSI follow organizational structure and the management. So we have vision. Our vision is ANNSI will be the regional unity voice of African novice nurses and students. And also we have a mission. ANNSI mission is empowering African novice nurses and students, and the empowerment about the updated abilities like knowledge, skills, and attitude to help them to be able to doing well. ANNSI core values are collaboration, volunteering, commitment, accountability, compassion, and teamwork. ANNSI follow also the organizational management principles and make scope of service. So ANNSI scope of service are: number 1, nursing education and research; number 2, training; number 3, exchange program; number 4, public health and awareness; number 5, media and promotions; number 6, global nursing and advocacy; number 7, nursing policy and development. All of these scope of service we are working in together to achieve it. And also ANNSI have a membership system and 3 types of membership. The first type is full membership, and this is for any national organization that represent most of students and or novice nurses in any African country. For example, in Egypt, we have ANNSI, Egyptian Novice Nurse and Student Association. And in Sudan, we have SINSIF, Sudanese Nursing Student Federation. And also in Rwanda, we have NIMSAR, and Nigeria, we have NUNSA, and so on. The second type of membership is associated membership. Associated membership in ANNSI is eligible for any local organization that represents students and or novice nurses in a specific area in any African country. It just looks like a local community or local association in one part of this country. For example, in Ethiopia, we have one in Addis Ababa University, and in Kenya also we have a local group there in Kenyatta University, and also in Malawi. The third type is individual type membership. It's eligible for any African student or novice nurse to join ANNSI. To achieve ANNSI mission, vision, and core values, and to facilitate and manage what ANNSI objectives and ANNSI plans on field, we have ANNSI CRs, the country representatives. Every country member in ANNSI have its representative. So for this year, we have in Nigeria Imiding, and in Sudan we have Hassan, in Morocco we have Muhammad, in Tanzania we have Herman, in Rwanda we have Jian, in Democratic Congo we have Carmel, in Kenya we have Anjoy, in Lesotho we have Selo, in Zambia we have Mamadi, in Egypt we have Amal, in Malawi we have Monaco, in Ethiopia we have Sisay, and so on. For any country want to be a member in ANNSI, they also have the chance to be a country representative by choosing one to represent this country in ANNSI in a decision making. The highest managerial level in ANNSI is the Board of Directors, abbreviated by BD. So this Board of Directors have many positions like President, Vice President, Secretary General, Public Health Officer, Professional Development Officer, Student Exchange Officer, Media and Publication. And this is the current Board of Directors leaders. ANNSI plans. As an organizational management, we follow 3 types of plan in ANNSI. The first one is a strategic plan. We have 5-year strategic plan. It's called ANNSI Strategic Orientation 2022. And this one started in 2017 for 5 years. If you want to and interested to check the strategic orientation file, you can access it through www.annsi.org. And the second type of plans in ANNSI is the operational plans. We have annual plan. Every year we launch it and share it at the beginning of the year under the theme of ANNSI Annual Plan or ANNSI Annual Chart Activities for the public. And also for any emergency and for any challenges we face, we can make an emergency plan also. And this is the third type of plans. ANNSI is focusing on 2 major issues. The first one is SDGs 2030 and the second one Africa Agenda 2063. And we're always focusing in these 2 types and 2 issues. Most of ANNSI activities is affected and effect on SDGs 2030 and Africa Agenda 2063 because we believe that we have an active role to achieve both of these agendas. ANNSI also have other regional and global issues. We are interested and focusing on the global primary health care and the universal health coverage. We are also working and appreciate the multidisciplinary approach through attending WHSS. And we also interested in Nursing Now global campaign, and also we are part of WISH, the World Innovation Summit for Health that held every 2 years. We are focusing on these regional and global issues because in ANNSI we believe that African novice nurse and student should play an active role not only to improve the nursing profession and also not only the health profession improvement, but also to improve the community as a whole and make Africa a better place. We're using many media means to disseminate our news and disseminate any activities. First one is ANNSI email, and we have mail group for many participants. The second one is ANNSI Facebook page, and this is the official page of ANNSI. And also we have a YouTube channel. We publish on it videos, many videos that related to ANNSI. And also we have an official website. It's www.annsi.org. And also to enhance and improve the communication internally with ANNSI leaders and all the ANNSI members, we have social media groups like Messenger on Facebook groups and WhatsApp groups for all members in ANNSI, and separately for every country and state member in ANNSI. So now we will talk and take a look about ANNSI publications. ANNSI believe that African novice nurse and the student have to speak up in a professional way. So we publish first one, ANNSI profile. This is a comprehensive brief description about ANNSI, and you can download it from ANNSI website www.annsi.org. The second one is the newsletter. ANNSI News, African and Global Nursing and Health Matters. And this is what we have to speak about it in details in next slides. So in this one, the newsletter, it's the tool that we can speak and collect the data and the news and information about African nurses to all over the globe, and the global nursing news and the health news to Africa. The next one is nursing notes, and this is a daily nurses' habits and interpersonal skills to improve and empower the nurses in terms of skills and daily skills. The next one is a scientific bulletin. This is an African Youth Nurses Research Abstract and articles, African and global scientific updates. And this is what more scientifically published. The last one is the annual report. ANNSI has follow comprehensive organizational management, and we disseminate a comprehensive report issued every year. So ANNSI newsletter goals. First one is speak up globally in a professional way. Number two, learn from each other through sharing ANNSI members' experience and achievements all over 54 African countries. Number three, promote Africanism among all ANNSI members through sharing the African news to the world and among the African countries. Number four, spread right concepts regarding our continent Africa and show the reality of Africa and correct any misunderstanding from any country all over the world about Africa. Number five, inspire youth nurses all over the world through ANNSI members' passion and achievements. Because in ANNSI we believe that we have a role to improve Africa nurse future and also the global health future. So we have some sections to make the ANNSI newsletter more correct and more comprehensive. The first section, or section number one, ANNSI News, and this section is regarding to all the ANNSI news as board of directors news and the news and the activities that we already did. The section number two is regards to member countries news. This is focused more on the local news of the members, the on-field activities that happen in every country, to share it together and to share the experience and the passion toward nursing together among the members. Section number three is members' personal achievements. This section is for emphasize and highlight the persons, the youth nurses, the novice nurse and the students' achievements and activities, and recognize it and share it to all, to give the other hope, to give all the Africa and the global youth nurses hope that we can do this like this one or that one. Section number four, about African nursing news. What we mean by news, the news is for any activities, event, campaign, seminar, conference, successful story, etc. Any news of nursing Africa. It's general, like maybe a conference in one country, it will be held next month, so we have to disseminate and publish the news, what is happening in inside African countries. And the last section is section number 5, is the global nursing news. What happened now around the world regarding the nursing. What happened in the other 5 continents about the global nursing. And we will discuss ANNSI Newsletter editing team. To publish a comprehensive newsletter, we have to work as a team. So number 1, ANNSI Newsletter Editor-in-Chief. This is a position in charge of preparing and publishing newsletter issues in collaboration of editors and ANNSI Vice President. So this is a position, and this is the one is in charge and responsible to manage all the process of ANNSI newsletters. Number 2, ANNSI Newsletter editing team members who are nominated by country representatives, CRs, are responsible for collecting their country's news and send it to the newsletter editor-in-chief on time. So this is the team members that nominated and chosen by the country representatives to give the responsibility and accountability for them to collect the data from their countries and publish it and share it with the editor-in-chief, newsletter editor-in-chief. And this is a note that we have to focus on. In case of any inconvenience circumstances to newsletter editing team, ANNSI Vice President is assigned to prepare and publish ANNSI newsletter with collaboration with Board of Directors. So this is as emergency plan or plan B, that if any inconvenience happen or any untoward circumstances happen, so the ANNSI Vice President is responsible for this. ANNSI newsletter publishing times. Number 1, ANNSI newsletter should be issued monthly. ANNSI newsletter publishing
Number
process.
2, in
We
case
have to
of
follow
any
a process to make sure that the
ANNSI newsletter should
the
be
work
issued at
and
least
the
quarterly.
preparation of ANNSI
So it's
newsletter
every 3
is
months.
met the quality
At the end of
standard.
every season,
First
like
step,
winter,
collect
this
all
one
news
for 3
sections,
months, January,
appropriately
February, and
with
March.
evidence.
Spring,
So we
this
have to
one,
be clear, we have to be honest,
April,
we
May,
have to
and
collect
June.
the true
Summer,
news
it's July,
only,
August, and
no
September.
any
And
fake
the fall,
news or
it's
any
October, November,
untoward news.
December. So
Number 2,
at the
design
end
a
of
new
every
simple
season, we have
professional
to
newsletter
at
issue
least quarterly,
or
at
use the
least
standard
one
template.
ANNSI
We have already a
newsletter
standard
at
template.
least
It's very
every 3
simple,
months.
but it's available if you want to create a new simple template for the newsletter design. It's available and it's allowed. Otherwise, you can use the standard template. Number 3, review issue content grammatically and make sure that all news are true with evidence. Again, the evidence of every news we should follow it. And also, we have to make sure that it's grammatically is true and correct. Number 4, send final issue to ANNSI Vice President 1 week prior publishing time in order to take official ANNSI board approval. So it must be approved by the board of directors, because this ANNSI newsletter is something like or document that speak on behalf of all ANNSI members. So the ANNSI board of directors must make sure that every news is correct and approved by the highest team or the highest managerial level of the ANNSI is the board of directors. And number 5, publish approved newsletter issue on time. ANNSI newsletter publishing. So after we prepare it, how can we publish it or where we can publish it? We have to publish ANNSI newsletter, the first one in ANNSI Facebook page. We take this one as a screenshots and make it as a photos and share it on the Facebook, because we have an official page for ANNSI. Number 2, all ANNSI virtual group discussion, like WhatsApp groups, Facebook Messenger groups, and every group or social group of ANNSI, we have to share it for all the discussion groups. Number 3, on the website of ANNSI official website, www.annsi.org, we have to publish on it the newsletter. Number 4, on ANNSI mail group through afro.nns@gmail.com. And ANNSI already, as we mentioned before, that we have a mail group that contain many members inside Africa and outside Africa. So we have to speak up on behalf of African youth nurses and send it through the mail group to all the profession, all the leaders of nursing regionally and globally. ANNSI newsletter general considerations. We have to just make sure there is some consideration is taken on. Number 1, all newsletter content and photos must be true and published under professional and ethical consideration. Again and again, we have to make sure that every news published is true and any photo that published is in appropriate way and in professional, and all the ethical consideration are met. Number 2, any commercial trademark is not accepted except for fundraising matters. Number 3, any issues must approved by ANNSI board of directors before publishing, because we mentioned the rationale before. The ANNSI board of directors is the highest managerial level in ANNSI, and it have to make sure that anything published is true and take the approval. So eventually, ANNSI, as the African Novice Nurse and Student Initiative, is the first and the biggest initiative that combines all African youth nurses together to make sure that we can do it together and we can make Africa healthier and we can change the concepts of Africa toward the world, and we have to make the nursing profession better. Thank you very much.